I made this entire stupid fucking video and didn't turn the mic on, so I gotta do it again. Alrighty, so Tom Brady, he is gonna be 48 years old by the time the Browns and the Lions face off in the Super Bowl next year. Our boy Hendon, who gets a lot of flack for being old, will be 28. Okay, so there'll be a 19 or 20-year gap between them. The longest ever happened to also involve Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. 18 years, 45 days. So even if it's only 19 years, it's going to be historic as the biggest age gap ever. And Hendon's going to pull the upset. Bradley Edward Delp, frontman, lead singer of Boston, More Than a Feeling. He is also the dude, a.k.a. Dan Campbell, a.k.a. lead singer of Metallica, right, and Jeff Bridges. So also... Don Flamenco may be Adam Sandler. Somebody threw that out there. It's definitely not impossible, I don't think. So that one's a little bit scary. We've got a young guy named Ryan Reynolds on our Milwaukee Bucks, soon to be NBA champions again. He's a Detroit native, and he played for Toledo. So we like that. The Bucks won the NBA Cup this year. It's only the second one ever. They have 3 NBA Cup All-Stars. The next highest team would be the Lakers with 2. Both of those guys making it last year. Okay, so the Bucks had 2 this year, which would be the most. Also last year, the Pacers Oshkosh native Tyrese Halliburton made the list. We got Allen Wilson Watts, some sort of new age guy. Watts is in Watts Riots. Okay, January 6th birthday. So we got the Watts Riots. And we've got the January 6th Capitol attack. So the Watts riots, some sort of result of 1948 legislation. You got the 84 coding, Rumford. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I left out. Oh, we got Gordon Onslow Ford. It's just a great name, right? But he didn't do anything super important for us. I think I left out Louise Brown. Louise Brown was the world's first test tube baby. Okay, she wrote a book about it, so I must have skipped over that. But our boy Mark Watts was also friends with Richard Baker and Robert Baker. Okay, also known as Robert Baker Dairyo Chotan Aitken. Alrighty, and he was from Kobe, Japan, which is the namesake for Kobe beef. It's one of 5 cities to open up trade with the West, and it's a major port. They don't allow the U.S. warships through because we don't let them know if we have nuclear weapons or not. So there you go. And then they had a tragedy with the earthquake killing 6,000 people. So they have a holiday called the Kobe Luminaire where everything's illuminated. And then, let's see. Okay, so if the Commanders and Rams both win, we get our Ram skins face off in the first round. So that's what Coach is rooting for. He does want us to play the Eagles, but not yet. We want Ram skins first. It just feels better. And then the Alpha bet, Alpha Omega bet, the irrational fear of 666 is hexacosio hexaconta hexaphobia. You know, a human came up with that word. Let's see. And then the fear of 6. Hexaphobia? Yeah, it's an irrational fear when to have a curse on you is called a hex, right? Alright, sure. And then, I thought this is interesting because like, they had to write 666 writs, but they were reassured that the number merely reflected 6 copies of each writ for 111 electorates. Alright, so yeah. So, They only needed to sign 111 things. Let's make it 666 just for shits. Don't worry about it. 666 Fifth Avenue. That's a Brookfield property. Who would have thought? I don't need this. St. Louis. Good place to expand. Sorry, Bulldogs. Couldn't even win the Sugar Bowl. You make Jimmy Carter ashamed. He died so he didn't have to watch you choke to Notre Dame, who nobody likes. I know they got a huge fan base, but if you don't like them, you hate them. All right. So, no Texas-Georgia revenge match. Are we going to get Texas-Penn State or Texas-Notre Dame? Or are we going to get Ohio State and Penn State for the 68 coding Coach predicted. And then what do you know, Texas Notre Dame, you get the 57. Whoa! And we said Indiana's on. So there you go. And they got to beat the undefeated Hoosiers, so did our Ohio State Buckeyes. So I could also take Ohio State Notre Dame. No dog in that fight. We just want Ohio State to win so we get our money. And apparently Jimmy Carter had a close relationship with Notre Dame. The Redskins curse, or like the Redskins rule, right, is like supposed to determine the election. Apparently it threw everybody off this year because it said it was going to be Kamala. Don Shula, as in Don Shula. Stanford won their only championship in 41-42. Let's do our tricks. So that's an 82-year gap from 42, which would be 41 plus 41 for 1941. And then from 2025, that would be an 83-year gap for 41 plus 42. And then for 2025 minus 1941, we get our 84 coding. Whoa, 48. That's 42 plus 42. You gotta love it. Okay, so Quinn Ewers. Oh no, he's gonna get his revenge against the Buckeyes. It's his former team. Oh, wait a second. Didn't Quinn Ewers already get his revenge game? Didn't he get to beat the state championship quarterback who whooped his ass in high school? Yeah, you're done, Dan Quinn Ewers. We don't need you anymore. Fun fact, the Super Bowl is on Saquon's birthday. It's not that fun of a fact. I guess he's going to be celebrating his birthday when he's sitting at home watching the Commanders win. So good for him. Saquon Barkley robbed of NFL rushing title. Oh no, it's tragic. Nick Sirianni, what a heel. Why would he do that? It's so important to break a record when you have a whole extra game to do it like a fucking bitch. Alrighty, so sorry, yeah. Eric Dickerson wasn't having it. You should have read the name on the back of your center's jersey, dumbass. Alrighty, so Jimmy Butler, 6-time All-Star and wants a trade. Coach says he's donezo, 35 years old. You already got 6 All-Star games and you're already kind of an overachiever the whole time. Yeah, your time's passed. You got 1 year left on the deal. Get your ass to LA, get on the Clippers so my Bucks can whoop your ass. I'd love to see it. And then also, I don't think there was Jimmy Doc Rivers drama. I'm not sure if Doc Rivers was on the scene yet, but if there was, it'd be even better to have 2 players he used to coach, Jimmy and James Harden. All right, so that'd be nice. Let's see. What's going on here? Oh, yeah. So the Bucks... we won our finals, what do you know, and we faced off against the Suns. They were 2 of only 5 teams in the league with an active championship drought of 50 years or more. How exciting. Wow, crazy. How unlikely. They had 2 Antetokounmpo brothers on the team. We would certainly like 2 Lopez brothers on the team this time when they win it. Let's see. I don't know what I thought was exciting there. I must saw some. Don't care about that either. Gene Washington, Stanford guy, played for the Lions, won the Pop Warner Trophy. Stanford was coached by Pop Warner. Let's see. Jim Plunkett, most famous Stanford NFL player. He is the only legendary quarterback with multiple Super Bowls to not be in the Hall of Fame. They're telling you it's past time. Oh man, we should have done it before. What's taking us so long? Alrighty, so in the next video, I'm going to show you some Stanford hoops. Watch for the 42s and 24s. You get to see number 42 dribbling out the clock to beat number 1 Arizona. Afterwards, I'm going to show you what Coach deems as a mainstream talking head discussing the Commanders. But Coach thinks that this is straight from the beast, straight from the machine, and we want them to say things Coach says way later than he says them, and this would be a good example of that if he's right.
In the early 1930s, the game of basketball was played with a rather East Coast conservative ball control offense and man-to-man defense. But on the evening of December 30th, 1936, a young group of Stanford basketball players led by the immortal Angelo Hank Lucetti traveled to New York, and they changed the game forever. In 1936, Hank Lucetti and the Laughing Boys from Stanford traveled 3,000 miles to Madison Square Garden in New York City to take on Coach Claire B. and his powerful Long Island University team.
Stanford with a 12-point lead. Hank Lucetti brings it into the front court once again. He's 15 feet away. The one-hand jump shot is up. It's good! He has 15 points on the night. Stanford will win it 45-31. Long Island University's 43-game win streak comes to an end. The Stanford Laughing Boys doing all the smiling now.
What shocked fans even more was the introduction of the one-hand shot by Lucetti, as he became the first player to master this unorthodox style of shooting.
We were the first ones out in the West to open up the game, because even when I was in high school, we used to have to pass the ball a lot. You not shot because most of the time the coaches, when you shot, you had to put your feet together, take a two-hand shot. Well, I was fortunate enough to have a coach. I started fooling around with the one-hand shot in high school. He left me alone, and I scored a few points with it, but I was able to get around my man quicker, and also you can release the ball faster.
Many coaches called his running one-handers freakish and fundamentally unsound. They were sure it would never last. Hank went on to become a three-time All-American and a two-time College Player of the Year, and his shooting style would change the game forever. The 1942 Stanford basketball team had a starting lineup that averaged 6 feet 4 inches. In an era when any player over 6 feet was considered a big man, the Indians were truly giants of their time. The starting five consisted of forwards Jim Pollard at 6'5", Don Burness at 6'3", center Ed Voss at 6'5½", guards Bill Cowden at 6'3", and Howie Dalmar at 6'4".
Everybody was a center on that team in high school. The two guards, Burness and Cowden, myself and Jim Pollard, the All-American, and Ed Voss. But we were all centers, and a couple of us had to make the adjustments to the guard, but that was easy because there was everybody was so active and quick in that team.
Along with their size, this incredible team had speed as well, as the Indians blazed to the NCAA Finals against Dartmouth. Coach Everett Dean was without his two All-Americans, Pollard and Burness, who missed the final due to illness. It really didn't matter. Led by MVP Howie Dalmar, Stanford routed Dartmouth 53-38 to win the national title. Today, Roscoe Maples Pavilion is home to Stanford basketball. This is where great players like Rich Kelly and Kim Belton and Todd Lichty and Jennifer Azey have performed their magic. Over the years, there have been some great victories here. You might even call some of them miracles. The first miracle occurred in 1975, when center Rich Kelly led Stanford to a shocking weekend sweep of powerful UCLA and USC.
I'll never forget after the SC game, which was the second one, the fans just stomping onto the floor and making that old Mables floor do that Beach Boys swim, and it was quite a weekend.
Miracle number two took place in 1977. The opponent, Kiki Vandeweghe, and the UCLA Bruins. This time, forward Kimberly Belton performed the heroics.
Okay? Hey, we can make it happen, man. We got momentum going our way. 44. Hey, 44. We're going to do it, Gary. We're going to do it.
The final miracle took place in 1989 as Todd Lichty and Howard Wright led the Cardinal to an upset victory over number 1 ranked Arizona.
Taylor on him. Kerr up for a long jump. It is no good. Rebound baseline. Howard Wright with 9. Up court to Lichty with 8. He gets by McMillan. Lichty in the front court with 5, and Stanford is going to beat the number 1 team in the nation. Do you believe it?
It's
Do you
crazy.
believe it?
It's crazy. They're all out on the floor. The world has come on.
Mables Pavilion has gone berserk as Stanford has beaten the number 1 team in the nation.
Stanford capped off the 1990-91 regular season by earning a trip to the National Invitational Tournament. Led by NIT Most Valuable Player Adam Keefe, the Cardinals stunned Oklahoma 78-72 to win the title. Stanford became only the 2nd Pac-10 team to win the NIT and only the 13th school in intercollegiate history to win both the NCAA and the NIT crowns.
Jersey is NFL's best-selling in recorded history. Back in 2012, nobody had a problem with the name Redskins back then. Nobody. And that jersey had a record-selling amount of jerseys, guys, back then in 2012. Yeah. This is really, really pathetic, guys, that NBC would actually cancel the name Redskins, man. We're still fighting this battle. We're still fighting this battle, folks. We really are. I just wish that they actually had more of a side profile of RG3 actually wearing a Redskins helmet, because right here, man, you can't miss it right there. The iconic logo right there on the side of the helmet. That is who he played for, man. Yeah. Josh Harris, man. You and Magic, man. You guys got to change the name, man. I mean, you need a complete turnaround. Everybody hates the name the Commanders. Every single person. I mean, even their own fans don't like it. It's one of the worst names out there in sports right now, along with the Cleveland Guardians, who are the Indians, by the way.
But a jump ball wasn't called. They've got the arrow. Turn it over. Roddick's got it. Roddick's got it. Back down to Hernandez. Here's Robinson. They'll go to Childress. Childress, corner 3. Yes! Childress ties it. 23 seconds. We're deadlocked at 77 as Childress from the corner. Oh, baby!
You like this, huh? You like this. That's why college basketball's awesome, baby. We had one the other night. We got one here. Good timeout by Lute Olson. Take a look right here. Watch the play by Lott. That's guts, man, to make that deflection. And now they're going to reverse the ball, and Childress is going to make the big play. Look at him swing the basketball. Here's their P.T. Beer, and he makes the big trifecta. And we are tied, Mr. Musburger. 19 in a row. Will it be 20? Right now, you got to think about Stoudemire likes the ball at the end of the game. And then you got to be very, very careful of the offensive rebound. They're going to take the clock right down. They're not going to give Stanford a shot. Stoudemire's the guy. Very dangerous, but watch the offensive rebound.
Roddick jumps in now.
They want to get it to Stoudemire. They want to get it to Stoudemire.
Got to hurry now. 7 seconds. Here he comes. It's one-on-one with Roddick. Roddick stays. Almost stolen. They've got it. 2 seconds. Robinson at the buzzer. Yes! 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 Robinson at the buzzer. Nails it. Stanford stays unbeaten. It's a mob scene. An incredible ending. Childress ties it with a 3. And Robinson off a steal. Hits a runner at the buzzer. An incredible ending here in Palo Alto. Oh, baby.
You don't get this in the NBA, baby.
All right, so Coach got a Stanford book, 100 years of Stanford men's basketball, and like on the back, it just has like one little thing. It's just like, if anybody should write this book, it's this guy, basically. So Coach loved that. And also, so what's underneath is the big score. So that there's a hockey book below that's as big as these two books side by side, every bit as wide and taller. The Sports Illustrated Stanley Cup History of Hockey's Greatest Prize. I mean, this thing is thick. It is just an absolute monster. It's so heavy, I can't even explain. Like this thing, like sorry, wrestling ring. That thing's like 15 inches, right? It's every bit of that. Oops, hold up. So on top. See what? I think I'm kidding. This thing is monstrous. That hockey book I just showed you, that the MSRP on that was $45. Right, so Coach happened to get that through work. It cost a ton of points, 200. That's more than pretty much any two books combined that we've got so far. But we got this one as well, paid out of pocket. Alan Turing Decoded, a biography by who I believe is his son, Dermot Turing. So isn't that very, very interesting? Decoded. And then Coach dropped the points for this. So 142 for annotated touring, a guided tour through Alan Turing's historic paper on computability and the Turing machine. So we got a biography and a guide through his like, master work, right? His masterpiece. And then Coach really excited for this one. So Alan Turing's Cryptic Codebreakers Puzzle Book. Does that sound exciting? We got Alan Turing's Turing Test Expert IQ Puzzles. And we got the autobiography of Brutus Buckeye. How cool is that? So yeah, we had luckily Coach made a bunch of sales and won a couple, like literally 2 different like sweepstakes, and that's how I got the other ones from before too. I got a few different sweepstakes in the mail. We still got the Hail Redskins one coming, and some other good ones too. I can't think of right off the top of my head. Coach is running out of steam. I think he's done all day besides make this video is work. So tried to have it uploaded before work hours ago, but stupid alarm went off in the middle of the recording and botched the whole thing. So wasn't enough time to try to start again and get it up in time. Trevor said couldn't figure out why Browns were plus 1175. Bunch of guys are out. And Bailey freaking Zappi is starting. Isn't it hilarious? We're like the only channel in the history of time that would be pumped about Bailey Zappi starting. He'd be the perfect backup for Tom Brady, though, so we really hope he balls out. Also, he's got a relationship with Bill Belichick. Why the hell wouldn't Bill keep him around? Of course, that's who's going to be here next season. All the other guys can go kick rocks, pound sand. Alrighty, so he said, Trevor said, those Browns connections are crazy, awesome work. I noticed they're all big port cities as well. You're right with Tyson, appreciate it. That was a long video. I'm trying to think of the Tyson thing. So it would either been the Buster Douglas being from Columbus, or I assume you're talking about the Joe Louis record, right? That was pretty crazy. That blew Coach's mind as well. Like, yeah, that was one of my favorite. I was so pumped to make that video. It took me so long because I just wanted to get it out. It felt like forever. And then agreed, Dark Seduce better. Nemo is all right. Morpheus reminds me of Santa/Saturn. Yeah, good call there. Also possibly the underwater god. I can't think of it, with the sphere, the kind of Aquaman one. Neptune. Reminds me a little bit of Neptune without the water elements, just like the beard and stuff. But yeah, no, definitely Saint Nick. And I don't know a lot about Saturn. That's the thing. Like I took all these classes. I got really good grades in all of them, but it's just so boring, and it never like just because I knew what the answers were, it didn't mean I fucking understood anything of it. Like so many of these stories are just like, oh my god, there's so many weird names and long, just ridiculous shit. Like I fucking hate reading religious script for the most part, so I'd love for somebody who knows a lot more than me. That's why I took so many classes. I couldn't fucking understand any of it. Alrighty, so let's see. You gotta watch that Imagination Land South Park episode again. Yeah, good call. Was just curious. Nemo gets mentioned with Dark City sometimes, and was the cabin in the woods. Let's see. So we checked the line. It's actually plus 1,300. They're giving us 20 points. I got at least like the Browns to cover. There's no way they're just burning Myles Garrett, right? Like he's got to be coming back, and there's no way that they just get the fucking doors blown off. That's the story. So, Coach, you know what Coach likes. He's saying, give me the money line, baby. We had the Browns winning this one anyway. Complete that sweep. Ravens can go 11-6. Who gives a shit? They'll still win that division. Or maybe not. Who knows if this helps the Steelers or not. I imagine they'll probably give the Steelers a win if they manage to take it. Oh, wait, no, because we have the Bengals winning. Yeah, 2 upsets right there. Boom. Bengals and Browns. Give it to me. Bailey Zappi would be the 40th quarterback to start for the Browns since '99. Love it. Bailey Zappi says time with Bill Belichick prepared him for uncertainty of this week. Wow. How interesting. Convenient. Bill Belichick, Bill O'Brien sing the praises of Bailey Zappi. So, hey, Browns fan, remember that coach you used to have? He really used to help me in situations like this. This guy kind of sucks. The quarterback position, most important thing, is Bill Belichick, is ball security and protecting the team and not turning the ball over. There you go. So Bill gets it. Jameis doesn't get it. Okay? Bailey Zappi and Bill can get it. Tom Brady can get it. They can not turn the fucking ball over too much. Nick Foles and Hendon can figure that out too. So I can't wait to see how Jared Goff goes down. That's going to be hilarious. Thinking about the Eagles' run next year, like I said, I want Foles to beat Wentz. A good team for Wentz to somehow end up on is maybe the Packers or, Bears are somehow good, or the Vikings. Vikings probably makes the most sense because Darnold's like whatever, maybe he dies in a horrible plane crash or something. So Carson Wentz on the Vikings makes a lot of sense. Have the Lions beat the Vikings. But yeah, historically, I think maybe the Skins are beating the Vikings because of Justin Jeffries breaking that Boston Braves record. That definitely throws a little wrinkle in there. Maybe it's something like beat either the Vikings or the Rams first round, and then the other in the second, and then the Eagles in the NFC Championship, something like that. So coach could totally see that, but as far as the Carson Wentz one, that's tough to see because it's just hard to see him as a starter. Like, how does he end up leading someone's team? And like, who would be the Cowboys? If there was somehow some miraculous way he ended up on the Cowboys, that'd be fucking perfect. But we think Mahomes there is even better. So just give us Mahomes on the Cowboys, and we'll find Wentz on, I don't know, any team in the NFC that could possibly. But the Seahawks are pretty quarterback starved. I could see that. And then, okay, that's all we got.